Good day. I am Elizalde L. Dura, Master Teacher 1 of Rosario Elementary School. Today, I am going to present the findings of my basic research entitled The Implementation of Gulayan sa Paaralan Program, GPP, and Rosario Elementary School, Basis for Capacity Enhancement Planning. To give you again an overview of this research, we are always aware that malnutrition and hunger are two of the prevalent problems in the country. With the occurrence of the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of reported cases became severe, hence affecting the education of children of poor families. So, to address this situation, Gulayan sa Paaralan Program was implemented by the Department of Education. This project seeks to not only raise the consciousness of the public on the health and nutritional dimension, but also to establish school gardens, which will be the main source of commodities for sustaining supplementary feeding. This is in accordance with DepEd Order number 293, series of 2007. Hence, this research aims to determine the current status of how GPP is being implemented in Rosario Elementary School, which will be the basis on capacity enhancement planning. Specifically, here are the questions that were answered on this qualitative research. First, what are the practices employed in the implementation of GPP? Second, what program enhancement may be proposed to strengthen the implementation of Gulayan sa Paaralan Program, GPP? Now, here are some of the key literatures that are essential to this research. First is the aim of GPP, which is to provide school children with school-produced food, vegetable, and root crops. Taking into account the findings of the teachers' nutritional status survey, the highlights the purpose of GPP and why it is being pushed to be implemented in more schools in the country. Another is a study conducted by Codilla and Cobillas this year, wherein the viability of the Gulayan sa Paaralan Program or school garden and the new normal is determined. This includes the scope of practices, difficulties encountered, and sustainability mechanisms implemented by the individual involved. The study went on to investigate the relationship between the scope of the practices and mechanism of sustainability. What makes this study different from the others is that this research dealt with the implementation of the program itself in order to determine what areas could be improved. Before we proceed on the findings of this study, in order to acquire answers to these questions, 30 participants, which is composed of 10 teachers, 10 parents, and 10 students, who are randomly selected, became part of this research as they are the ones who are affected by the implementation of the program. Survey questionnaires were distributed both on physical and electronic copies, depending on the availability of the respondents. Descriptive research design was used to analyze the data collected. For the findings for the first research question, which is about the practices employed in implementing GPP, among the most observed and employed practices include planting, harvesting, school garden maintenance, and utilization and distribution of GPP proceeds or what have been harvested from the school garden. For the second research question, the following are the enhancement activities which can be proposed to strengthen the implementation of GPP in the school. First is the sustainability mechanism, which includes crop museum and seed banking, setting the schedule of cultivation, distribution of harvest, and observance of health protocols and guidelines, since we are still in the middle of the pandemic. Another is monitoring and evaluation of the implementation of GPP. This can provide opportunities for innovations in order to produce more harvest from the Gulayan. This will also help in assessing the effectiveness of the GPP activities being done in the school. Next is the conduct of school-based seminars and training on GPP, which is said to be essential in promoting this project and having more participation and involvement from the teachers. These seminars will also raise awareness regarding the implementation of this program, especially to the various students. Lastly, is partnership with the local government unit and with other stakeholders. This partnership is important, especially when looking for a funding source in order to have a budget to be allocated in sustaining the program, as well as when establishing more activities as part of the implementation of GPP. Hence, the findings of the research revealed that the implementation of the Gulayan sa Paaralan Program, GPP, and Rosario Elementary School can still be strengthened through the gathered enhancement activities. These enhancements are needed in order to fully attain the objectives set by the Department of Education dated on GPP. For the recommendation on the conduct of the study, have the inclusion of the school head or administrator as participant in the research in order to have a wider perspective on the implementation of Gulayan sa Paaralan Program, GPP, since the participants in this study are the teachers, parents, and pupils who are part of the beneficiaries of the GPP. Next is to include questions that deal with the challenges encountered by the school on the implementation of GPP so that areas of improvement can be determined. Now, for the recommendation in line with the findings, continue the implementation of GPP since this benefits the local community where the school is located as well as the students' physical and nutritional health. Another is to establish and plan the program enhancements in order to fully strengthen GPP. Lastly, presented on the screen are some of the references utilized in the study. And that's it for my research. Thank you.